Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Namaste Wellness Show, where we talk about all things holistic health for the mind, body, and spirit, for people and pets with a touch of cultural soul. I'm Laura, your host. Thank you so much for joining us again today. Today I have my special guest is coming back to us for the second time, Shanelle Johnson.
Hi.
And Shanelle is a wellness professional entrepreneur. She's also a local influencer, I like to say. And today she's going to be showing us how to make our own sea moss gel and with different flavors. So thanks for coming back on the show.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. I'm glad that we could get together with this. So you want to go ahead and just kind of tell us what we're going to be doing today?
Sure can.
All right.
So for today, we have our layout. So we'll start with getting our gloves on. We're going to make some sea moss gel. So I'm going to show you all what it looks like before we actually go through the process of blending it. So for me, I actually have to go through the process of cleaning the sea moss. So this is the original form. So these are our bags. This amount actually makes like a 3-month supply.
And you can tell them the size, and for the listeners, the size and the dry.
Yeah, I got you. So we got the dry sea moss here. So this is like an example of how it comes. So the bags are anywhere from like 8 to 12 ounces stuffed. And this is the original form that it comes in. It's super hard, a little crunchy, because it comes directly from the sea. So we get ours directly from St. Lucia. So once we go through this process, I go through, I wash it, I clean it off, and then I soak it once I put it into like a bowl or like a container that you can put it in. I actually have my container over here. I'll show you an example.
And how long do you have to soak it for?
So you soak it. So you can soak it for about 24 to 48 hours. So this is like a good example of something that you can soak it in. You just fill it up and then you put water in it.
Does it have to be refrigerated while you're soaking it?
Yeah, or just like if you sit it on like the counter, just make sure it's not like a summer hot day. It has to be like room temperature. But I personally just keep it in the refrigerator for freshness purposes. But with this one here, I like to do it because it's like nice and sealed. I also like to add like lemons and limes to it as well because it helps with the preserving it.
And that's while you're soaking it.
Yeah.
You add lemon juice or just like
nope, so I cut up lemons
with the skin on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So you cut that up. So once you go through the process of soaking, this is what it comes out to be.
It kind of looks like that zucchini spaghetti or something in a way.
That's a good one, right? So a lot of times, if you actually look at it, it kind of looks like a lung. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So it looks like a lung. So one of the main benefits that I like to let people know is that it rids the body of mucus. So let's say if you're a smoker, or if you eat a lot of dairy products, this sea moss helps to rid that body of the mucus from out of the lungs, and it helps with like your breathing. And you can research that. Okay, research shows. So in that process, we're gonna go ahead and get started.
Okay.
So
while you're working on that, I'm going to be peeling, and then you can tell them also about the different flavors and the flavors that I chose for my sea moss. Now you're going to turn it into a gel first and then liquefy it for the.
So we're
making a gel or we're making a drink?
It's going to be a gel, not a drink. Yep. But you can take the gel and put it into drinks. Yep. So like you'll see. Once we actually blend it up, turn it into a sauce, then I'll let you know how you can take the tablespoons. So on my website, you'll be able to see that we do different flavors like ginger and honey and apple cinnamon. So she chose ginger and honey.
Peeling some ginger.
Yep. So she's peeling that.
My fave.
So we're going to go ahead and add a couple pieces in here. So,
About how much would you say you're adding?
so with this, I would say maybe like 3 ounces of sea moss in there. A lot of times it stretches, it go a long way once you add the water. So that's why I bought an extra container just in case we have an overflow.
Okay.
So yep, so once I add the sea moss in there, I kind of just go in and start off with about 8 ounces of water. So you'll be able to measure it on here and see where the 8 ounces there. So I went in, put that in there. And then we're gonna go ahead and blend it up.
Okay.
Ready? All right, so now we have blended up our sea moss and turned it into a gel. We also added some ginger and we added the manuka honey as well. So now we're gonna go ahead and let you taste it and see how you like it. All right, let's go for it.
And what I like is you just keep adding to your taste level to what tastes good to you.
Yes. So once you kind of get everything, how you
Yes,
like
that's very gingery.
Okay, very good.
And I can taste the manuka honey too.
Yes.
So
it's very, very good.
yeah.
So the goal, I feel like when you are at home making your own sea moss, you first want to make sure that you actually get the sea moss down to a gel like. Now remind you, once you put the sea moss in the refrigerator, it does thicken up. So it's okay if it's like a little like I'll take it off of here, like if it's like liquidy like this, because once you actually get it in there and it starts to get cold, it will thicken up. So that is a fun fact to remember. But once you have the gel going, just add, like if you want your if you want it extra gingery, add more ginger. If you want it a little sweet, add a little more. You could do apple cinnamon flavor. I've done strawberry before, pineapple, a blueberry one. So the only thing about doing and a mango, which was very popular. However, you want to make sure that certain ones do ferment faster than others. So that's why we did stick with the apple cinnamon, because the cinnamon helps to preserve. And then when I do make the ginger, I do it based on order because I use all fresh products. Because you have a limited time, where I would say with the ginger, you have about 4 to 6 weeks before it starts to ferment over.
Okay, so so I mean that's a good point. How the shelf life, so to speak. I mean, you're gonna keep it in the refrigerator.
Yes.
But so you said it will last for
so it'll last you about 4. So with the ginger,
Mhm.
I would say about 4 to 6. With the apple cinnamon, I would say like 6 to 8, because that cinnamon really helps to preserve it. So, and if you think about it, apples last fairly a good amount of time when you do have them at home. But once you like blend them down and everything, and with the cinnamon, it helps to preserve it. So I've seen that the apple cinnamon lasts a lot. It really lasts the longest.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Because of the cinnamon. I didn't realize cinnamon is a preservative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what about these? You can add, because you've got this, I can't see what this one is.
So that one is hawthorn berry.
Oh.
So we have our hawthorn berries here. And studies show that hawthorn berry actually helps to regulate your blood pressure levels.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's also good for the heart as well. We have our burdock root. Is that burdock root? So this one actually, so sea moss has 92 of the 102 minerals that your body needs. But if I add either bladderwrack or burdock root to it, it helps to give you that full 102. So then that way you have all the minerals that you need in one. Like, and all you would have to do is take 1 to 2 tablespoons of it a day.
And that's the bladder. You said which one was
That's
that?
the burdock root.
Oh, the
Or
burdock
you could
root.
add bladderwrack in there as well.
Okay.
And then this is the turmeric. So I have the turmeric powder, and with that, it helps with inflammation. That's one of the biggest things. So like when sometimes my father, his ankles might swell or have different swelling without the body, that helps with the inflammation.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
So now, once you make the gel, you can, well, you want to blend it in you wouldn't take like two hawthorn berries. I mean, because that's a herb. You wouldn't take that to your taste level, right? You still
So with the hawthorn berry,
Herbs.
I take that based on like measurement. But with the hawthorn berry, I actually with these are the berries. I take it through the process and create a syrup, or I blend it and create a powder and then add it in there. So I
I
don't
see.
just add the
Okay.
actual berries. Yep. So I go through a process just like I do with elderberries as well. So
Okay.
with the elderberries, I make like an elderberry syrup.
Got you.
Yes, yes,
okay.
yes.
So you used your blender,
Mhm.
we put the water in, and it was about 8 ounces, but as we continued along blending, you had to add just a little bit more to get that
Yes.
consistency.
Yes.
And
So
so
now we got about 16 ounces.
Okay.
So the more water you add,
Mhm.
I would say if you want to do it more like an applesauce type flavor, like
Mhm.
you know, where you
Mhm.
want it still just a little, not super thick gel.
Yeah.
I add the water because it helps to kind of like thin it out just a little bit to be
Okay.
able to turn it, because it does thicken up, and you'll see once you get it in the refrigerator.
Oh, okay.
So once you're at this point, you just go ahead. We have our 8-ounce containers. So if you see, it gives like a applesauce type.
Yeah.
Ready.
And so you're saying it's gonna get even a little thicker than that.
It'll get a little bit thicker. So sometimes with this, for me, sometimes I'll add just a little bit more water if I want to just break it down, just to make sure that it is the applesauce consistency and don't turn into a gel. Because I will tell you one thing for sure, two things for certain. I do not like the thick gel. I am a strong advocate of sea moss, but when it's a thick gel, most people don't like it. That's why I had to start turning it into an applesauce type form, because people actually want to take it.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
So that worked out perfect.
Well, did we fill those to the top? Because you
Yeah.
don't want to waste that liquid gold.
I know, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So I fill it up to about right here, because you got to
Okay.
leave like a certain amount so
Because
that
it'll expand.
yeah.
Gotcha.
If not, it'll expand. So now we have our sea moss gel here.
Nice, nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
And with the gel, you can also do things like add the gel inside of like a lemonade.
Make a lemonade.
Yep. So I make sea moss lemonades,
Mhm.
but I normally use just plain sea moss, so no flavor sea moss.
Okay.
And I do break it down, add a little bit more water to it, so it's just like a little bit thinner,
Because
so
it's
that
gonna
it
be
blends
liquid.
easy. Yep. So that it goes easy. But I do like regular lemonades, elderberry lemonade, and then a ginger lemonade as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you had a whole list of benefits of sea moss.
Sea moss, yes,
And you
ma'am.
said you know all of them by
Oh,
heart.
yes, for sure. I've
So
said it
what
enough.
are all that you said they have 100 and how many minerals?
So it's
No,
92
92 of
out
the
of the 102
102
that you need on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
One of the biggest things is it helps to rid the body of mucus, like I was saying when I showed you how it looks like a
The
lung.
lung. Okay.
So it also helps with heart health. It helps with your overall immune system. So right now we got the cold season where everybody's getting sick. This is the time where it helps to boost your immune system if you're taking it more often, every day per se. It also helps with muscle recovery. It's good for the skin. So I also make like I add it in shea butter. So I make whipped shea butter with sea moss in it.
I was gonna ask that. I was wondering, can you just if you just make the gel itself, can you like put it on your face?
So I actually make a face mask too that has aloe, turmeric, and sea moss in it. So that helps with just evening the skin tone. It gives you like this nice glow. I've actually had multiple clients where they've used it and they had like really bad acne or like eczema, and it helped to clear it up. Yes. Yeah. So that's one of the main things. We also make a sea moss soap too.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay, well, maybe we have to do a show on how to make the soap.
Yeah.
Or how to make everything.
We'll get my sister in here. So my sister, she does the soaps.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm sure she'll love it.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So then we also here too. So I recently started doing like the wellness shots.
Okay.
So with this here, it's a ginger, turmeric, and sea moss. So with this one, it's strong. It's very strong, but this also helps with like inflammation, gut health. which sea moss is really good for aids in the digestion. So it helps like to flush your system in multiple ways. So you can take this. This is actually a 2-day supply, so you can do half and half. And same for the lemonades, because the lemonades I do 2 doses of sea moss, so you can take do half and half. Or I suggest if you're feeling like sick, a little tingle in your throat, drink the whole thing because it'll help flush your system.
You mean like the whole?
Yep, the whole pouch.
Oh, the whole pouch at one time?
Yep, you could drink the whole thing.
Okay,
I
well,
had one today.
oh, did you? Okay, well, let me ask you, how would you take this?
You just take 1 to 2 tablespoons
Per day?
Yep, per day.
Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
So I would recommend, if it's like your first time like doing it, I would say go ahead, your first like 3 days, do 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
Back to both of them back to back. And then you can transition into only doing one once you get that good flushing of the system.
Okay. Now, can you use this to make the lemonades?
Yeah, if you wanted to add, so like let's say once you get home, you make some tea or something, you do a pitcher of tea, you can go ahead and add the amount that you want in there depending on how much the tea, and then you can just drink the tea. Or just put your tablespoons inside. Let's say if you make a cup of tea, you can put your tablespoon inside of the
cup of tea.
Yep, because it will dissolve, especially if it's hot.
Okay. So now to make the lemonade, you would just go ahead and make your lemonade like you make your lemonade, and then you'd add a couple tablespoons to how many ounces?
So it really depends. So for me, because I make larger amounts, if I have my big container, I'm putting larger amounts.
Okay.
So it just depends. But if I just have a cup of lemonade, then I'll just put like 1 to 2 tablespoons.
Okay. Yeah. Now, are there any now I think I read somewhere, because I was diagnosed with a hyperthyroid many years ago.
Sea moss actually helps with thyroid function.
But isn't there, what would be the contraindication with that? Because I know, does it, that was one of my concerns, because I was taking it, I was ordering it from Amazon and taking it. And then I read on there something about, not overdoing it, because if you're hyperthyroid, then it could make you more hyper.
So in that case, it does. And this is where I would definitely talk with your doctor about it.
Right.
Just to be like clear on it. In your particular case, because everybody's thyroid situation can be different.
Exactly.
However, in the case where I highly recommend, let's say with the lemonade, I do tell people up front, I'm like, hey, you don't overdo the lemonade. That's why I had to start doing the pouches. And I let them know up front, like, you don't want to overdo it. Because when I was doing this, I still do the gallon. They like, I'll drink the whole thing. If you're gonna drink it like that, let me know, because then I will have to put less sea moss in it so that you can actually enjoy the lemonade but still get the benefits of the sea moss. But I would, in that case, just as long as you're not surpassing 2 tablespoons. So let's say you get the gel and you bought a couple lemonades. If you already drank the lemonade, you don't need to take the gel
for that day.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is there anything else that that we missed that you want to share with us? I know you have your website.
Yeah.
So you can share your website. And you're also on Instagram. So
yes.
You want to share that?
So our website you can go on is www.LLIANSLLC.com, which is LilliansLLC.com. We are also the exact same on Instagram as well as Facebook. And then that's where you can find us. We do have some upcoming events coming up. So right now we are in Southfield, right off of 9 Mile across from Fox 2. So this is where you can come and pick up sea moss products. We have our lemonades here. I do have gels, but those are based on order. So if you order them online, then you can come and pick them up here. On January 30th, next week, Thursday, we actually have a panel discussion here, and it's how to prioritize you. So we'll have 2 massage therapists, a physical therapist, as well as an esthetician, and then myself on the panel, talking about how to prioritize you. So I'll be talking about like sea moss and how it's important to prioritize yourself and your health by incorporating it. And then all the other beautiful ladies will talk about how what they do ties into to your personal health. And then, yes, I think that's pretty much the update. So come on and stop by and get y'all some sea moss, right?
Right. And that's locally, so like we're in Southfield, or they're in Southfield, well, I live in Southfield too, Southfield, Michigan, USA. And other than that, you do mail orders for people that aren't local.
Yeah. So if you order online, we do ship as well. So we have people out in California, Arizona, multiple Ohio. So we definitely ship out. And then I also do deliver. However, I only deliver like in the surrounding areas, like so Detroit, Farmington, Royal Oak, places like that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And so you did say there, if we talked a little bit about the thyroid and being mindful and careful with that. And of course, if you have any other concerns, because you do add herbs, you do have to be mindful of herbs if you have something with herbs in it. And you can always check with your medical professional.
And I always recommend people to do your own research as well. Just do your research about the product, because then that's how, honestly, I was able to teach myself about a lot of these things, just doing research, reading different books, taking classes. It's highly recommended, especially this time right now with everything going on with the foods and, just like how it's important for us to prioritize our health right now. Health is wealth. So,
That's right. Well, we do have a new administration, whether, whoever you chose, whether you like it or not. But at least I know the new administration is going to be working to try to make, us more healthy.
For sure.
And, taking some of the, number one, the red dye out of the foods, which it seems like long time ago they were talking about how that causes hyperactivity in children. So I stopped using anything with red dye years ago before I even heard anything about it. So that's why it is a really good thing to kind of do your own research. And I did it personally because I was diagnosed with a hyperthyroidism, and that's what really launched me into my whole alternative wellness approach, even though the doctor that I had at the time was a really progressive conventional doctor. And so, yeah, I like that suggestion to really do your own research. So with that, I think, unless you have anything else,
just to even with the red dye, I actually seen this video where they had a cup with the blue dye and then they had the red dye and they put plants in both. It was like a cup of water with the dye, put the plants. Within 24 hours, the red dye killed the plant.
Really?
It killed it within 24 hours. So it's just like being aware that what it does, where our bodies are like plants. So essentially, like, imagine what it does to your body when you're in all the hot Cheetos the kids is eating and you're giving it to them at a young age. Like one of my nieces, she literally, like, she's 9. Well, she was diagnosed 9, diabetes. She literally almost, now she has to take insulin for the rest of her life. But all she was eating was chips and junk food, pop, all of those things. And it's like,
well, I guess we were lucky because growing up with
they had a little bit more ethical standards back then, but it's different now.
Well, I will say this too, not only with children, but a lot of people that have pets don't realize that, a lot of people say, oh, I have allergies, to cats or dogs or whatever. And when I did my own research into alternative approaches for cats and dogs, and I have worked with a couple homeopathic vets as well as other alternative pet care doctors. And a lot of what I found out is that a lot of the coloring in the dry food or even in the wet food can cause more allergies in your pet as well as in the human caring for the pets. So when I learned that, and I always advocate, if you're getting pet food, to get it without try to get it as natural as you can. If you're using canned food or even dry food, get it without all those colors. So I've been doing that years, even with my own pets. So
I discovered that because I have a dog, Nip, and when I was feeding them the hard food, he would have like red. He would get this red marks like right up under his tear ducts, but it was the dye that was coming from the food that was coming out of his tear ducts. So that's why he had the red buildup. So when I switched over to Fresh Pet, so I give him the refrigerated food now, and or I cook his food, so he lives his best life. Yeah, so
That's awesome.
it
I love
completely stopped.
Yeah.
It went away. So I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, so, and this is a show also about healthy eating for pets too. So I like that we kind of segue into that. So,
And pets can have CMOS.
and they can?
Yes, they sure can.
Oh.
It helps with them as well.
And what now? How would you administer?
Same benefits. You can just either add it within like his water, or I put it in his food. I'll just mix it up in the food because you
How
can
much
cook
would
with
you put?
CMOS too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah, I just go on and give it because I feel like what we can have, dogs essentially can have too.
That's
like,
true.
But you just treat them. It's certain things, you know. Of
And
course,
well,
that they
cats,
can't
well,
have.
actually, cats and dogs
Cats
are
are way different. Yeah, for
so
sure.
you
I
have to
know I
do
can't
that.
speak for cats.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I can speak for my baby dog.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything yet in the pet store because well, the I guess the natural food pet stores with the sea moss. I'm gonna have to look into that. I do know you can add, they do sell the Manuka honey for pets now in the pet store.
In California, they had dog treats that had sea moss in it. So I learned that when I was in Cali, when I lived there. Yeah.
See, I'm learning something new today. Awesome. Well, I learned a lot of new stuff, so I'm definitely going to start working on making my own sea moss, and I hope that all my viewers who are interested, you can again just look at the video again. She gave us the recipe for making your own sea moss gel. And if you want to add some flavorings to it, just being mindful if it's an herb or if it's considered something you need to check with your medical professional about to do that as well. And then you can also one more time say your website or how your contact information.
Yeah. So you can find us at www.lilliansllc.com, which is LILLIANS LLC.com. My business number is 313-213-8106 if you have any questions or want to place an order. And then I'm also on all social media platforms at Lillian's LLC.
All right, very good. Now, I don't know if you want to say anything about pricing or anything, or you have any specials going on here.
So we do. So with our lemonades, it's 1 for $12 or 2 for $20. And then we have our gel. So the 2-week size starts off at $25 for the plain, and then only a $5 upcharge if you want flavor. And we also do month supplies, which is a 16-ounce starting at $40.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
you can go on there. We also have gallons for $50 if you want to get the lemonade. Well, one for $65, and then any past two, you get them for $50.
All right then.
Yeah.
Now, can anybody join in? You invited people to you guys are doing your panel
Yes.
on
So
Friday,
it's
January
open. It's
31st.
free. Anybody
Okay.
can come.
Okay, but you're not gonna be zooming in. You can't, it's gonna be just on site.
So we
not-
will have it live.
Oh, you will be live?
Yep, we'll be live.
Where?
So it'll be on my Instagram. So you can
Okay.
follow us on Instagram, and then we'll be posting it on YouTube through our physical therapist YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So we can
Yes.
make sure you check them out live on Instagram. So if you're not in the local area, you can watch the panel
Mhm.
on Instagram on January 31st, and that's gonna be at
January 30th.
January
Yep, at
30th.
6 p.m.
That's a Thursday or is
Yep,
that?
that's a
Okay.
Thursday.
Thursday, January 30th
Yep,
at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time.
yep, yes, ma'am.
All right then.
All right, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. And thank you all for listening and watching. And until next time, stay safe, stay well. Namaste.
Namaste.